Dacha How, Wosha Michael Larson, Wosha Nieman Depungyu. Hello, everybody. This is Mike Larson from BBC IML, and this is A Moment with Mike. So I'm out here by Lake Superior again. We've got thunderstorms bouncing around here, and actually a severe thunderstorm warning just west of here. It's going to be moving in here soon. So I thought I'd sneak out in between storms and do my Facebook Live. And you can hear the sound of the lake behind me. But so today, I'm continuing to get going in my social media and put more effort into that. As I've been talking about on these Facebook Lives, that's really kind of something new for me. And I had always avoided it before, but COVID-19 gave me a great gift, and it decided for me that I need to get into social media. So I continue to do that. And one of the things they talk about is Facebook Lives. That's what I'm doing every day, and kind of let people know what my journey is and the things that I'm going through in the journey. And the other thing they talk about is you should do 5 to 7 posts a day. And I put a post out there today that has a question that a lot of people got involved in. I appreciate that. But the way it works, Facebook works on algorithms, and the more people you have talking on the algorithms and making comments, the more popularity you get, and you get noticed by Facebook, and then they're going to attract more people to you when they're noticed, because you're good for their business. So that's what I do. I take advantage of their algorithms, and but I appreciate people commenting on that today. The question of the day was, what do you miss about your childhood? And that goes into some training or some programs that we have. It's called Life Review. And what we learned about Life Review is when we take a look at people, what their whole life was from the time they were a child to the time they are now. There's a thing called anchors. And when something happens to you, sometimes dramatic, especially if it's something that's bad, your mind wants to keep that from happening again. So look around for something that's unique about the situation, so it can avoid it the next time. But you can have positive anchors. So if you have a happy situation, your mind naturally looks around for what caused the happiness so it can duplicate it again. And when you have a negative situation happen, your mind will look around for what happened so it can avoid it again. And a little story about that. There was a girl that had a traumatic happening when she was a little baby, and she had fallen off a table onto the floor and hurt herself. And the first thing the baby does is it looks up to see, well, what's unique about this situation? And the baby looked around and saw green carpet. And maybe something like that, they would create an anchor. Maybe it wouldn't be enough to create an anchor, but if it happened again, then they probably would. But this particular case, she did create an anchor. She correlated green carpet with pain or possibly death. So there was that negative anchor that from that point on, that baby was going to avoid green carpet. Well, they moved out of that house, and they moved into a different house where there was no green carpet. And for many, many years, wasn't around a lot of green carpet. But then they moved again when she was a teenager, and she got her own bedroom in this new house. And the bedroom had green carpet. Well, she went into this bedroom and always got this uneasy feeling being in that bedroom. Just bothered her, scared her, and she never felt comfortable, and they couldn't figure out why she never wanted to spend time in the bedroom. Well, the reason is that negative anchor was still there. She still attributed green carpet to pain and anguish. So she would avoid her own bedroom. So positive and negative anchors are both good and they're bad. And what we learned in this life review is looking at people's childhood and the things that happened in their childhood, maybe a negative event at school where maybe you were bullied, or maybe a teacher that you were not treated properly by, or maybe a teacher you were treated very well for, or the fact that maybe you got along well with adults and didn't get along with the children, or vice versa, are all things that happen in your life that later on in life become anchors, either positive or negative anchors. So when we can take a look at somebody's whole life and see what happened through their life, we start to see patterns. Everybody's life is about patterns. And we're meeting what I teach is fundamental elements. There's 6 fundamental elements. They're not wants, they're not desires. We have to meet them, and everything we do in life is to meet them. But anchors are attributed to those fundamental elements. When we meet things positively on the fundamental elements, we get anchored to that situation, and the things that are around us at that point remind us of it, so we always search for those things. For instance, if artwork when you were a child gave you lots of positive influence, you would probably be more likely to move towards artwork when you're later in life. If getting along well with adults might create a situation where you do very well with people of authority later in life. Or maybe the opposite is true. You don't do well with people of authority. So when we can look at those types of things, and we can understand that what type of partner you might need, both for marriage, significant other, for business, having a good partner in business, even if you don't own your own business, finding the right partner at work to work with, somebody that can take care of the things that maybe you have negative anchors against, and something you can help them with on the positive anchors, and you can make a good team to the point where you can create your world for you. We can tell by geographic location what would work best for you based on your past history. We can tell what type of people you get along with during that history, so we can help you out with that. The type of situations that gave you passion, maybe the types of situations you avoid. And all of those things come together, and with this life review, we're able to help people understand what would be their best path in life. So that was part of the reason I did that today, as I was curious. Not only that, it was fun. It was fun to see some of the comments back. I see Becky King is on here right now, and she and I grew up in the same neighborhood in Hillcrest Drive, and she had a very large family, but we did a lot of crazy things back there on Hillcrest Drive. And Jen Solness is on, I see, and Sal is on, and Anthony and Lynn. Everybody's on, but some of you had comments on that today. But it's fun to look back at what happened when we were a child. Not only because the conversation is good, it's interesting to see people's stories. There was one guy on there that talked about his wife would say that he was still a kid, and then his wife came on later and agreed with him. But it was fun, it was enjoyable, but it's also something I can actually see a little bit about people when they put those questions on there. But that's how I want to serve people, and it's come to the point now in my career that I have to be on social media if I want to serve people the way I do, and I want to give my gift to people, and I want to learn from people, and I want to continue to learn my whole life. So look for those types of questions every day. I'll have one of those questions every day, and I hope people get involved in it and have some fun with it. And I hope this finds you well. It's starting to thunder a little bit here now, so I got to think about getting back inside. And I hope you guys have a super fantastic evening. I will be on every night at 7 o'clock. If you guys have a subject you'd like me to talk about, please do email me at mike@inspiredmotivatedleadership.com, or you can message me on Messenger or on the Facebook page, any way you want to get back to me. Or if you're on this live, send a question out. I love Q&A. If you got a question about something, I'm happy to answer it on here. But once again, I appreciate you being on tonight. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow night. Have a super fantastic evening, and we will talk soon.